Talk Radio. Open discussion. Healthy debate. Talk Radio. Listen, digest, repeat, understand.
Smart people, smart speaker, smart TV.
Talk Radio.
Welcome back. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, and when I got home, I don't know if you know this, but somebody bought me, Chris Evans bought me some chocolates in, and I forget this is on television, so I got home and I said, "Oh, chocolates," and she went, "Those are from Chris Evans, aren't they?" And I went, "Yeah." And then I said, "Did you like the flowers?" And she said, "Were they from..." No, they weren't. But on the back of Valentine's Day, experts are warning that a dating trend that sees single people pretending to be progressive and having the correct political views to attract a partner is dooming relationships to fail. There's a shock. Alex Mellor-Brook I love all these international dating experts, and a co-founder at Select Personal Introductions. Alex, good morning. Welcome to Talk Breakfast.
Good morning, Jeremy. How are you? You okay?
I'm all right. There's a big business in this international dating, isn't there?
It's do you know, it's amazing. It's expanded. I've been doing this for 25 years, so I have seen so many differences and so many changes within the industry. I started when online was in its infancy, so I've seen how that's grown, how apps have changed things, I think the hard thing is, as we change as a society, our needs and our wants have changed as well. So Amazon, I call it the prime, for the prime moment, where people almost expect that they punch some details in and suddenly somebody's going to be delivered at the door within 20 minutes. So it's about those expectations as well. It's
really interesting because the cynicism that maybe people like me or others would have felt in the past has sort of totally dissipated, I think, with the pandemic, which made it so difficult for people to go out and meet anybody. And of course, as you quite rightly say, over the last however many years, the advent of online means that seemingly the whole world spends their time online. How do you at school go, right, Alex, what do you want to do? I want to be in dating. What are your qualifications, man? Are you good at what? How do you become an international dating expert? I understand, right, I've got no qualifications for doing this before you throw it back, but I'm just wondering how you become. People listening going, "Mummy, Daddy," are they allowed to say mummy and daddy? I don't know. "I want to be an international dating expert." What are they supposed to do?
Well, my background, obviously, as I said, I've got 25 years matchmaking. I have also done a science-based coaching course. So I've studied under somebody called Terry Orbuck. She is a professor and she's been studying couples for about 30 years across a diverse, broad spectrum. So looking at their kind of relationships, how they've got on. Some have divorced, almost half of them divorced, but they've actually carried on studying them to see what kind of elements have been particularly important to that person.
Well, let's take that point, because this story that grabbed us this morning was Wokefishing. And this is people apparently setting profiles that say that, you know, that they're woke. You know me and woke. I don't know. What does that mean? A vegan sausage roll? You don't say a man and woman. I don't want to go there because I quote my father on this. In the last few days of his life, this is genuinely true, and I'm going to share this with you because I did this as a eulogy. He said to me, "What is this woke stuff rubbish?" He was 87, and I tried to explain to him, and he said, and I quote, "On my life," he said, "I thought that's what your mother cooked the noodles with." And I went, "No, that's a wok." And I said, "You've done it again now because you've implied that my mother did all the cooking." He said, "She did, it worked for us." So why would people, and how do people fabricate what? Because everybody fabricates online, Alex, surely.
It does happen. It does happen a lot. I suppose what you're trying to do is put your best person forward. People do it all the time. You look at estate agents, how they describe buildings. You look at cars, you know, you always put the best image forward. And I think what's happening with this is, you know, guys have always added inches to their height. Age, people drop their ages online. So it is interesting. I mean, I bumped into somebody that I knew who was going on a date. They'd met somebody online and they hadn't seen me. But the first thing that she said was, "I do apologise, but I lied about my age. I am slightly older." And that was the opening line as they went into the coffee shop. So people do. And I think what it is, it's about making yourself interesting. You've got so many people online that you have to stand out, and it's about putting something out there that somebody's going to pick up on very, very quickly. But
isn't that just dangerous as well if people are are putting down lies, isn't that setting a precedent? When you think about catfishing, you think about deep fakes, you think about woke fishing, isn't that saying that online dating is quite false and quite dangerous in terms of the truth?
Yeah, it can be.
How can it be governed, not governed? How can it be policed or controlled better? Is there more? We've talked about this on Drive sometimes. Is there more that could be said and done to protect? I mean, I'm not making people out to be vulnerable, but if you fall for something, it can be very difficult for a person.
It can, but I suppose what you're doing is you're becoming emotionally attached with that person. As a matchmaker, that's like personal introductions. What we do is we vet everybody. So they have to go through an interview process. They have to prove they are who they say they are. And then we do other checks. There are layers that we do on certain checks that we can carry out. But then also what we're doing is taking feedback. So if something does not ring true with what we've been told, the thing is, they don't get access to anybody else until we can clarify that issue. Whereas online, they can go back and they can go back and they can go back, changing profiles, maybe creating new profiles, so they can keep repeating this whole exercise.
Have these people who have used the online dating facility or meeting people online, has that made it more difficult for your business to be seen as the years have passed as credible? Has it put pressure on your business?
No, actually, it's really improved it, because people, they literally go online, especially the kind of people we'll deal with, because of course these people are really busy, they're time poor. So they go online, they realise actually that there are so many time wasters. You also have to remember, people, as a coach, I look at people and I talk them through about where they are, what they're looking for. Is there some realism to what they're looking for? Actually working out what are the common elements that they need. But you have some people who are actually addicted to online dating. They can't leave.
How can they? What? Yeah. What do you mean addicted to how do you get addicted to online dating?
When you met your wife, I bet you had this warm, fuzzy feeling going on, and you thought, wow, this woman is incredible. And what that is is a chemical release in your body. It's the dopamine, it's the oxytocin. And that is exactly the same chemical release that you get if you gamble or you take drugs. So what happens is somebody meets somebody new, they like that process of, wow, I love this feeling, I'm kind of infatuated with this person, and that's what it is, it's infatuation, but that soon dissipates. And as they think, okay, that's kind of, the feeling's gone now, but I want to recreate that again. So they then go back online to recreate that whole process.
Do you think, finally, and I really appreciate you coming on, Alex, do you think that there could be more done so that people aren't made to feel vulnerable? Wokefishing is our example this morning about how people could put fake stuff. Do you think we have to trust people more, or do you think it's an issue? Do you think, just very quickly, do you think that more should be done to control the lies, or is it not possible?
I think it's going to be really difficult to do. There are certain things that you could put in place to check they are, but again, it would be down to somebody governing that process of the information going into the database.
How much do you charge to join your company?
We start about £1,000 and we go upwards. It depends what you want. You know, if you want us to go...
Can you offer me a free membership? Not for me, for somebody else, because International Dating, your company has got such promotion this morning. I think you should consider that, Alex. We'll give you a call later.
You give me a call.
You're very kind. I'm thinking of somebody in the background. Thank you very much indeed. Alex Mellor-Brook, international dating expert. It's like international spy. Talking of which...